The strongest tower in TDS is the Accelerator. If you want to max out one of these bad boys, you're going to need over $50,000. Since you can place 8 accelerators, do some quick math, and you'll realize that 8 accelerators cost over $400,000 to place down. For that price, you usually expect to see all these max level accelerators in the late 30s. You know, just before the final boss comes out. Me, on the other hand, I want to be rich. I don't want to get all of my max accelerators on wave 40. I don't want to get them on 35. Maybe not even on 30. How early can I get all 8 of these max level accelerators? Well, that's what you're here to see. So hop into full screen and join me to see some of the most intense farming and ultimately how early I can get all 8 of these strongest towers. Alright, so I've done something like this before where I had to try and get one max level accelerator as quickly as possible. You may notice here that I have a buddy. That's my alt account. This guy is going to be doing the defending. This guy is going to be doing the farming. This will all make sense in a moment. Let me just invite my alt to a party. And let's also vote a not very easy map. And it's boring to just explain with nothing to see, so how about we get started and I explain everything. I just click ready on this account. So if you look at my loadouts, at both of them, you'll realize I'm missing a DJ. And that was actually a mistake. Hold on, I have to go bring it. It's locked. Well, you better use StarCode. Okay, here we go on an insane map. So, the goal here is to play this on Fallen mode. First of all, though, I gotta check how much range does my DJ have. Yeah, probably gonna have the DJ like somewhere here, maybe. Yeah, that'll be good enough. So yeah, let's start. Fallen mode. And I can't vote Fallen mode on this account. Great. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start farming on my main account because, well, this is the one that has Accelerator, and this is the one that's going to need all 8 of them. On this alt account, however, I'm going to start defending. And I happen to have Gladiator, which is really good because Gladiator, it's just strong. I bought it when it was on sale, so, yeah, let's just use it. I'm going to put the Gladiators way back over here, and the reason for this is because I have Golden Cowboy on my main account. So that means later on when I do use Golden Cowboy for money, I want the Cowboys to kind of do their damage before, you know, the enemies get by and get killed by the Gladiators. That being said, though, we're looking out on this first wave and hopefully killing off this whole horde. Awesome. We managed to get it done. So I placed down a farm here. On this account, there's literally nothing for me to do except to save up for another Gladiator. Now this is a little bit scary because we might not be able to kill all of these abnormals off, but we're going to still wait for them to go all the way to the end, just so we can damage them and get as much money as possible. And would you look at that? We leaked a single abnormal. That should be fine though. We can skip and upgrade one of these farms. In fact, not just upgrade, but get a whole nother one. As for this account, I'm going to keep defending via getting yet another Gladiator. That should be just strong enough to take on the increased number of enemies. And here they come. Yeah, I don't really expect any issues. Boom, just like that. We took all of them down. We can place and upgrade a farm. And on this account, I can also get one down. Except, I don't think I placed it on time. Well, that's just wonderful. I have to get farming on both accounts because this account has the DJ. And what I need to do is get a max DJ on this account as fast as possible. The reason I don't have a DJ on my main account is because I decided to bring Cryo Blaster. This is to slow down the enemies. What slowing down enemies does for us is it essentially allows us to still kill off the enemies, but without spending as much money on defense because slowdowns are cheaper. Now here come quicks. Hopefully 3 gladiators are still going to be enough for this. And no, they're not. It's whatever. Got a farm on this second account here. Here come some more that are going to leak. But it's honestly just more worth it to let them leak than to waste money on defending. But on this wave are heavies, which are no joke. A bunch of stacked heavies are definitely not very fun to deal with, so I'm going to get another gladiator down. Probably right about here. Then I'm going to switch back to my main account and not do anything. I have to wait for these heavies. As a matter of fact, I don't even think the heavies are going to reach the gladiators before the wave just automatically skips. It's still worth waiting though, just in case. Okay, there we go. The wave ended, and look at this. So we're going to have a lot of heavies that leak by, which is why on this account, after I upgrade this farm, I'm going to start working on getting even more cowboys. On my main account, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for these abnormals, and they're about there, so I can skip. What I'm going to do is I'm going to upgrade this, and now I'm going to get down my first cowboy. I'm going to instantly get gold shot on it, just so I'm making as much money as possible. And now I profit. Yeah, that's literally it. There's enough enemies for the cowboy to pretty much constantly keep shooting, and it also should be all the bonus damage that I need on this account, which is why I'm going to upgrade that farm. I'm going to have to get this to level 2 before the end of the wave. Okay, let's upgrade this farm, and here, upgrade that farm. There we go. Now is our first round with a boss. This is going to be a little bit dangerous, so the plan is get down another cowboy, about right there, and then get down a cryomancer to freeze down the boss. Or I guess the bosses. I gotta upgrade this cowboy. Yep, there we go. That's looking good. And now we need to hope that we've slowed down the bosses enough to survive them, which I don't think we have. So let me just go back here real quick and get down some gladiators. Hopefully they do the damage that is needed, because now we need to get down a DJ over here. We just barely survive, but that's good enough for me. Gotta start working on a discount DJ as soon as possible here, as I continue farming on my main account. And so far we're doing great. I mean, we're doing all the damage we need to, and next round I'll be able to afford the discount DJ. That's going to discount every single one of my farms, and also every single future tower that I'm going to place down. Before we get too excited, there's 2 bosses on this round, so what I'm going to do is get down another cryomancer. That way we have even more slowness power, and that's just the cheapest way to go about this round. 2 cryomancers, yep, they completely immobilize those bosses. And now on this account, I can get discount DJ. That's going to help out quite a bit. But there's also shadows on this wave, which I cannot deal with. That kind of forces me to upgrade a cowboy here. And if I'm struggling, as in this cowboy is not enough, I'm going to have to upgrade the second one, which I will have to do. Yeah, having to get 2 cowboys for shadows isn't exactly ideal. And also let me farm a little bit more on my alt here. This round, there are 4 bosses in total. But again, with these cowboys doing like 20 DPS, combined with the fact that the bosses are going to be like not moving at all, I think it'll be pretty easy. There we go. The bosses can no longer move. Gonna farm a little bit more here on my alt account. On my main, I do have to buy yet another cowboy, because 2 would not be enough for all of these shadows. And then additionally, I do need a commander. That though should be all the power I need. Yes, I'm holding these shadows back, so that's all the power I need then. Of course, gotta keep upgrading farms on both of the accounts. And here come breakers. Now these are not fun. They shouldn't be that big of a problem, though, if I upgrade my gladiators. That's because gladiators have their splash, and combined with the slowness of the cryomancers, by the way, I'll add another cryo. This should do all the damage we need. And, come on. Very close, very close. Yep, it does all the work. I'm also $2 off a farm upgrade. Yeah, that's devastating. My alt now has enough farms for me to start working on a max level DJ, so that's what I'll get doing. Boom, we got audio visualizer. Now all our cowboys have like the whole map as their range. And back on my main, well, what am I going to do other than farm? Nothing. Wave 18 is particularly scary just because of the sheer amount of breakers. So to combat that, I'm going to get down another cowboy and upgrade the commander once, as well as upgrade the gladiators back here. That should hopefully do the trick, but might not. That's a lot of breakers. I don't know if I'll be surviving. Yeah, no, I will not. And I've just wasted all this time on nothing. I'll be back in a moment, though. Okay, so I've essentially made it back to that dangerous wave this time. I have way more efficient farming going for me. My alt will also upgrade another gladiator right now. With these 2 gladiators and hopefully now a commander and an upgraded cryomancer and another cryomancer, because why not? I'm hopeful that this is going to be enough DPS. Let's take a look. The gladiators should tear through those breakers, and yes, they indeed do. That is really nice to see. So all my farms are almost maxed. There's a pretty big concern though. That is the Dark Necromancer. It's going to have plenty of time to spawn a bunch of skeletons. But what I'm hoping will happen is the Pierce of the Gladiators is going to tear through them. And plus this buys more shots for my cowboys anyways. Now I'm going to upgrade Commander here because I want to use the abilities. And then of course upgrade the farms. And let me just preemptively use the abilities here. I'm going to use the Gladiator as well. And I think this is going to tear through everything. Hopefully I can upgrade this farm in time. And yes, I can. We did tear through the Necromancer. And on this round I can get a max level DJ. That is honestly amazing. There are, however, Fallens, which are pretty scary. So I'm going to get down a few Cowboys just to help out with DPS. And if things start looking bad, I will boost up a Commander. But things are not looking bad at all. And there we go. Max level farms. Now what I want to do is, of course, get down some more Cowboys and have that be my main DPS for as long as possible. So I'm going to get a bunch of Golden Cowboys down and also a bunch of Cryomancers because I do want to slow down the enemies and keep them in range of the Cowboys as long as possible. Let's make sure everything is fine over here, and I think it will be. But there we go. We got plenty of Cryomancers. Let's just get a couple more Cowboys down, and that should be enough for a while. Now, on my alt, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the back and get down an Engineer. The reason for this is because in case we leak anything, the Engineer will just be there. Actually, it has enough range to see the path, which I don't want. So I will sell the Engineer. I'm going to set some of these Cryomancers to last, just so we could be freezing as much stuff as possible. And yeah, it's definitely working pretty well. So now I need to do some calculations on how much a max level accelerator is going to cost. Normally it's 50,000, but we have a 20% discount with a DJ. So that'll bring us up to a little bit over 40,000, which means that I'm looking at around 300 and maybe $40,000 to be safe. Also, look at this. This is beautiful. Everything's just being like completely stopped. I don't feel like upgrading the Cryomancers to actually do damage, because then they'll be stealing damage away from the Cowboys. But I might have to. And also, I think I definitely have to add more Cowboys because we don't seem to be having enough DPS. But I'm at my placement limit, okay? That's not really good. I'm going to go over on my alt and max some gladiators back there because there's about to be a shadow boss. I really don't feel like dying to it. But I think what I should do is start upgrading a lot of these Cowboys to level 3 just because it seems like I'm lacking DPS and I don't like that. We're going to boost up Commander here. Here comes the shadow boss. Actually, there's 2 shadow bosses, but the shadow boss is going to be slowed down by the cryo and then torn apart by the gladiators. It's only wave 25. And I have this armada of max level farms, all of these Cowboys, and the enemies can barely move. The Fallens are running into the max level gladiators and getting shredded. But there's a certain trick up my sleeve. Look at the price of the farm. $3,000 if I sell it. That means all 10 of my farms can get me up $30,000. Also, Jesus. I'm going to use a commander ability here just because, what the heck? It's just an absolute ocean of skeletons. This is about to be really satisfying when they pull up to the gladiators. Yeah, let's see the gladiators completely annihilate this ocean of skeletons. And there you go, everything's gone. Here come glitches. These are a little bit concerning, but I believe using my commander ability combined with all of the Cowboys, I will have enough power to take them all down. And of course, there is the gladiators. I should probably add gladiators. Honestly, it would not be a bad idea, just because the amount of stuff that keeps getting to them. I don't really think I'll be able to survive without all of those. But the money is certainly coming in. I have $140,000 here on wave 27. That puts us at almost halfway there. All the towers I have placed down here will probably also sell for an additional maybe $10,000. So keep that in mind. And here's a good example of why these gladiators were a good investment. Here comes a group of bosses. I think we'll have no issue with them. And alright, here comes wave 30. This is the wave with the tank. Actually, there's going to be 2 tanks. So I'm probably going to have to plop down my first accelerator on this round. I'm going to wait until I see it. And then, of course, okay, I didn't mean to upgrade the Cowboy, but there we go. Let's get our accelerator placed down. We've got a lead accelerator. And we should be able to slow down the tanks to a crawl. Yep, with the Cryomancers, the tanks are hardly moving. And with the accelerator, our damage is grooving. And boom, there you go. Completely destroyed that thing. So we had to spend $43,000 on the accelerator. Meaning at this moment, I can afford only 5 more. But I need to be able to afford 7 more. But that will not take long. I mean, my money is shooting up really fast. And would you look at this absolute horde of bosses? This may be just what we need. These level skeletons are kind of useful as well because just free money. Okay, here come these big chubby bosses, and by the looks of it, the money is coming in. Let's get ready for this. We're about to make money from these farms, and then we're going to sell them all and go for 8 max level accelerators. Let's go! Okay, all the farms are gone. Let's sell Cowboys to make room. And now finally, let's get down my accelerators. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and selling these last Cowboys and Cryomancers It is so close. Gotta sell my commander. Gotta sell this cryomancer. And 8 max level accelerators. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on round 32. This is, I mean, what do you even say to this? I didn't really need to sell the commander actually because, well, there was still these. But just look at this. Everything that isn't breakers is now basically 100% screwed. That's because breakers have that little stupid invincibility feature where they just are invincible for a split second. But oh my goodness, look at all these glitches. Coming in on wave 33, expecting, you know, maybe 1 or 2 accelerators. We have 8. The majority of the money that you make from enemies on Fallen still hasn't even come in yet. Like, the majority is in these last 10 waves. But we already have all 8 of our accelerators. This is actually crazy. I literally have nothing to do, and I'm not even close to the final wave. I mean, there's still this alt account, which can get down, I don't know, engineers, I guess. But yeah, I mean, you saw what you came here to see. And look at this absolute ultimate destruction. Here's a reminder of what 8 accelerators does, by the way. Chipping away at a 2 times thick boss horde like that. Like it was nothing. That was like 15 bosses they just chipped through in like a few seconds. Yeah, so you better like, subscribe, use Star Code E because I had to spend Robux, and I'll see you in the next one.